Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday, June 2nd, 2015. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Cardoodle. This is Jim. First I want to say happy birthday, Mom! It was great seeing you today. Alright, down to business. Today I'm working on a little bit of the background of the next episode of Welcome to Boulder Dash. You can expect that on Friday, June 12th. I'm starting out with the scenery and then adding a barbecue grill. And what you're going to see me working with a lot in this video is a particle effect. Now particle effects are really cool. More or less they allow you to replicate a picture or set of pictures over and over and over again to create all kinds of interesting effects. A lot of people will use these for, say, a magical effect. Like in the number 6 Privet Drive cartoon, there's a kind of sparkly effect whenever the text appears. That's an example of a particle effect. In this case, I'm actually going to be using this to create smoke. So rather than producing solid objects, and on the screen they're going to basically look like circles, but I'm actually adding blur, opacity, and sizing effects to it. So while technically you just have a bunch of circles replicated over and over, when they all are combined together, you get what looks kind of like smoke. And you can change stuff like how fast they appear and what direction they go, and you can create all kinds of really neat things. If you have Anime Studio or any kind of animation program, I highly recommend playing around a little bit with particle effects, because you can do some really neat stuff with them. Once the grill is done, you'll see me creating a few other things, such as a picnic table and some food to put on the table. So I've been watching a lot more TV lately. Part of that is because every once in a while I want to get into a new show, but a big reason behind it is that I want to learn what it is that people like about popular programs. I love doing Welcome to Boulder Dash, but after you've worked on a series for a while, you kind of get that itch to kind of go for something new. And so I'm trying to figure out what that new thing is going to be for me. This isn't to say that I'm going to cancel Welcome to Boulder Dash. You don't need to worry about that. But I really feel like I want to try some new things. And it's harder than it sounds. You'd think that just watching TV and seeing what you like and don't like would be really easy. But the thing is, when you're consuming media, you're not necessarily thinking about the different parts that make the whole. So in my case, I have two examples. One's actually a movie. I recently saw Age of Ultron, just like everybody else. I just got there a little late to the party, and I found that I really didn't like it quite as much as the original Avengers, which I'll get back to in a second. And a TV show I've recently gotten into is Gravity Falls, which if you've seen Gravity Falls and you've seen Welcome to Boulder Dash, you probably really understand why I'd like it. They both have very similar themes to them. Both take place in weird towns. Gravity Falls and Boulder Dash a little bit different. For example, the towns themselves are very different. Boulder Dash is really a combination of urban, suburban areas based on places I lived throughout my life and having observed urban sprawl, whereas Gravity Falls is a much more rural area, kind of a small, isolated community. And then of course there's the tone. Gravity Falls is a much darker series than mine, while still containing its overall silliness. So I really started looking at these three things. Age of Ultron, which I kind of just thought was okay, Gravity Falls, which I really enjoy, and Welcome to Boulder Dash, which I'm trying to figure out what to do with. There's something all three have in common, and that's that there is an attempt to build an overall world or universe to it. Marvel, of course, has been doing this for years with all of their movies. Now, where Age of Ultron failed to me as a movie was that it seemed to want to concentrate mostly on continuing to build the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and didn't concentrate enough on showing us the main story. And the main story is pretty simple. It's basically Frankenstein combined with a cyber apocalypse. At the same time, the characters, while we got to know them from all their previous movies, somehow felt flatter than they did before. And I think, again, this has to do with the fact that Marvel really wants to establish their universe to continue to expand its franchise. And I think this kind of stems from the fact that Marvel wanted to concentrate on the expansion of its cinematic universe to continue to grow its franchise. And then there's Gravity Falls. In Gravity Falls, the town is kind of a character in and of itself, with all the weird mysteries and supernatural events that go on. But that's not the only focus. The characters in that show are so likable, and anybody watching can usually relate to at least one character, and if you can't relate to one, you at least find them entertaining. So while we're exploring this world, we're doing it through the eyes of characters we like. And so looking at all of that, I realized I was kind of falling into the Marvel trap. So when I took all of this in, I realized that I don't do a lot of character development. My cartoons are basically standalone skits that all happen to take place in the same town. Now that's fine, I like doing that, I like sketch comedy. but maybe a more character-driven series should be where I go next. I'm honestly not sure. I'm kicking around ideas here and there, but I'm really not going to talk about them because, as I've said before, you really never want to talk about your next project until you're either already working on it or already finished. Preferably the latter, because a lot of times you actually won't complete your next project. But yeah, what do you like when you want to watch something on TV or a movie? Do you like to see a character you can root for? Do you like to see how everything in that world works? Or is there something different I'm missing? Again, I'm happy doing the series. I like doing it a lot, and I have no intention of canceling it anytime soon. But I'm just interested in hearing what you have to say. Well, I want to say thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. You know, if you want to do me a favor, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Next Tuesday, we'll have another blog where we talk about the Christmas cartoon. And remember, June 12th, we should have the next episode of Welcome to Boulder Dash. Thanks so much and have a fantastic day.